fuck is going on?
You gotta blow on it first, then put it right back.
It's still not working, dude. You know what? I don't even care anymore. Pokkén Tournament, the love child of Pokemon and Tekken. The way everyone's wanted to fight with Pokemon for a pretty long time now. I mean, come on. Didn't you ever just want to play as the Pokemon? Yeah, okay, Mr. Dungeon, we get it. You can play as the Pokemon in those games, but I mean with like actual fisticuffs and shit. Now, I'm not into fighting games that much, so I've asked my friend Kaleb here to help me out with making this list.
What's up, guys? The closest thing we've had to a Pokemon fighting game is Smash, but now we have a game of consisting only Pokemon, so no more fighting characters with too many broken properties. I'm talking to you, Luma.
With how many Pokemon there are in existence compared to how many are on the Pokkén roster, people are making a lot of requests for more Pokemon to be in the game. It's obviously happening, but a lot of people have been wondering which Pokemon are going to be added.
Well, we looked through the whole Pokedex and came up with the top 10 Pokemon we believe should be in Pokkén.
Now, technically, there's going to be a lot more than 10 Pokemon on the list, because we'll be grouping pairs of Pokemon that would either have similar playstyles, or just because you can't have one without the other, like Plusle and Minun.
On a side note, this is excluding starters, legendaries, and legendary trios. Since everyone wants their favorite starter in the game or their favorite legendary, we made it easier to not make a biased opinion. Even though no one wants Meganium in the game, cause well, it just sucks.
Starting our list at number 10, we have Dusknoir. Being a humanoid Pokemon most likely boosts your chances of being in a fighting game. And since Dusknoir is one of the few humanoid ghost types, I think it's more likely that we'll be seeing him over some other ghost type Pokemon.
With both good attack and amazing defenses, it makes him one of the more bulky and tough Pokemon. Plus, with his speed being below average, it would be putting him more into the power category.
Dusknoir also has the potential for some badass animations. Just imagine his mouth opening on his stomach so he can use Shadow Ball.
Speaking of Shadow Ball, he has a good amount of moves that help him with not getting outranged by other characters because of his low speed. And with his attack, he can go in for the kill once he gets close enough. For the number 9 spot, we have our first group, Garchomp and Haxorus. Garchomp is one of the strongest pseudos and one of the strongest, or if not the strongest, dragon type that isn't a legendary.
His wide moveset leaves a lot to wonder. Plus, it gives him the ability to be both a ranging character and an upfront fighter. Garchomp's abilities, like the ability to glide, would be a good thing to implement into the game also.
His speed and attack are amazing, and average special attacks help him with ranging moves that he gets like Fire Blast.
Now, Haxorus with his reasonable speed and his great attack makes him a good candidate too. Just like Dusknoir, he has the potential for some great animations with his tusks being his main way of attacking. He'd be more of a close range fighter.
Both characters would probably be standard because they don't have too many tools to make them technical and they have good stats all around. Burst that would be great to see is Megachomp plus Dragon Rush and Haxorus plus Draco. I know Haxorus isn't a special mod, but the thing is that Draco's animation is just that good, okay? Okay? Okay.
Taking the 8th spot, we have Tyranitar and Aggron. We have a feeling Pokkén is going to want to make use of Mega Evolution as much as they can for their bursts, and it just so happens that both of these Pokemon have access to one.
These are two of the heaviest hitters in the game, plus not being restricted to just stab moves. Their huge move pool gives them a lot to be desired, and their hazards help them well on the battlefield. Stealth Rocks can work in the same way as Weavile's hazard does, where if triggered, it damages the opponent.
Back on the topic of bursts though, Tyranitar could use Sandstorm into Stone Edge, while Aggron could use Heavy Slam into Flash Cannon. These are just a few examples of what's possible with these two, considering how massive their move pool is.
With their poor speed and huge defenses, attack, and health, they would be in the power category. But honestly, who needs speed when you're two gigantic monsters? For number 7, we brought the Thunder and the Fire. Electivire and Magmortar. Originally the thought was Electabuzz, Magmar, and Jinx, but unfortunately 4th gen only gave 2 of the 3 evolutions.
These two are counterparts to each other, which is pretty nice. Electivire being the physical one with some possible special moves to use, and Magmortar having the opposite, being the special one. Their design aid in giving them good animations. Magmortar would be shooting fire blasts from his hands like a gun.
These two would probably be the middleman of the game and end up being the most balanced, having not too much weight, good numbers in attack and special attack, and reasonable speed. The moves they can get can play really well into their possible burst attacks, and being two of the most unique Pokemon in Sinnoh leave a lot to be wanted from the two.
Whenever Pokkén was first announced, I immediately jumped on the idea of having Scrafty in the game. He's got a unique typing, being Dark Fighting, which, as of X and Y, he now shares with Pangoro. I believe that both of these Pokemon should be in the game for that reason.
Pangoro is one of the notable Pokemon to come out of Kalos, being a strong heavy, not a fairy, and a panda that looks like a Fight Club president. On a more serious note, these two both share typing, versatile move pools, both bulky, heavy hitters, and the humanoid factor. Well, one is a chicken lizard and the other is a panda, but they're both standing up, so we're good.
The thing that excites me the most about this is all the possibilities there are for animation, especially from Scrafty. Can you imagine him holding his pants and headbutting shit? Or using his pants to block hits? Pangoro, on the other hand, would be throwing hard-ass punches around like it's nobody's business.
Now, with both of them having under average speed, both good attack and health, we put Pangoro into the power category, but on the other hand, Scrafty is the difficult one. With him not being that big and bulky, and his possible playstyle doesn't play too much into technique, I'd probably put him in either standard or power.
When it comes to burst, Scrafty could use Dragon Dance into Focus Punch while Pangoro could use Arm Thrust into Hammer Arm. There's so many different moves to choose from though, so anything's possible. I'd like to thank you guys for watching this far. The second half of the list is over on Kaleb's channel where we count down from numbers 5 to 1. There will be an annotation on screen or a link in the description to take you there. The video is actually up right now, so go watch that. Do it. Now.